In Defense of Anarchism, The Conflict Between Authority and Autonomy by Stephen Allard. Wolff has always had an interest in political philosophy and was confident that he would find the grand solution to its most fundamental issue, which is how the moral autonomy of the individual can be made compatible with the legitimate authority of the state. He slowly came to the realization that there is no justification for the state to possess legitimate authority, which gave him the title of a philosophical anarchist. The concept of authority starts by the concept of the state, which is a group of persons who have and exercise supreme authority within a given territory or a population. Authority is the right to command and correlatively the right to be obeyed. This is different from power, which is the ability to compel compliance, either through the use or the threat of force. Authority is possessed by a person. Quoted, "My duty to obey is a duty owed to them, not to the moral law or the beneficiaries of the actions I may be commanded to perform." This results in authority concerning itself with the grounds and sources of moral obligation. Wolff's concept of autonomy is similar to Immanuel Kant's concept of autonomy, which states that beings such as ourselves possess free will and reason. Free will and reason means that we have an obligation to take responsibility. When an individual acts upon this combination of freedom and responsibility, then an individual is said to be autonomous. Every human possesses a certain capacity to act autonomous, excluding children and madmen. However, an individual can choose to give up his autonomy in the face of tradition or commands, but this is not ideal. This leads to Wolff's conclusion, which is the conflict between authority and autonomy. Since the defining mark of the state is authority, the right to rule, and the primary obligation of man is to be autonomous, which is essentially the refusal to be ruled, then it would seem that there can be no grand solution to the conflict between the autonomy of the individual and the authority of the state. Anarchism seems to be the only political doctrine that is consistent with autonomy. This may even characterize an anarchist as a man without a country, since there is no country in which he is obligated to obey the laws, due to it having legitimate authority over him.